Today is March 31st, the last day of March. Welcome to Two Player Review. I am Brian.
And I'm Robert.
Two Player Game Review, pardon me.
Yeah, in case you don't know.
Yeah, go well when you can't get the title right. Tonight, we got 10 minutes of absolute greatness for you, and we are going to be talking about ThatGameCompany's Journey.
Yes.
And ThatGameCompany is also the developer of Flower, and I never played Flower, but I'm seriously considering playing it. Journey. Your thoughts, Rob?
Journey is fantastic. Like I told Brian last week after, not last week, last time we did this, and then Journey it took me about an hour and a half to finish. But my goodness, those sand particles are just so beautiful.
So good. It's so good.
So pretty, and it's so, like, it has this sense of freedom, but also a sense of, like, isolation and loneliness, and it's just so evocative. I love this game. This game is fantastic.
Before I forget to say it, because I've been thinking about it all day, it just reminded me of a cold winter day and a very hot piece of apple pie. Like, I literally had permagrin on my face the entire time I was playing it. It just made me feel good.
Especially there are a couple of moments where, like, you wouldn't think that there would be set pieces in this game, but there are, and just those moments just brings all of the emotion into this climax. It's phenomenal. It's excellent.
I really enjoyed the storytelling. It was done in such a unique, and now I would call it innovative because it's just not done anymore, storytelling without words.
Right.
But it was so innovative at how emotionally connected you were to your character.
Yeah, I think that the storytelling is also very open to your own interpretation. So depending on the player, you're going to interpret the story. You know, the story is going to be different however you interpret it. It's just because there is no dialogue, there's no words or anything like that. It's just basically this tall figure looking at you and then just sort of interacting with you for a couple of seconds, and then that is quite powerful.
Extremely powerful. I mean, it holds the game together to understand why you're doing anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
And for them to be able to pull that off in literally a frame that takes no longer than a minute each time you encounter it, very impressive. Very impressive. Oh my god, so good.
I had like a little bit of complaint, I guess, a criticism about the game, in that it feels like you're in a box, and then it feels very non sequitur, where you're in a box and then you just go through a door and you could go to a second box, go through a door, and you just rinse and repeat. But that's not really even a criticism, because I think that the way they did it is, the way they transitioned it was so well that I didn't really mind it, because like you said, the transition where they had that 1 minute clip of storytelling in air quotes that just sort of like glued your journey together. Like, yeah, you're going from one place to a second place, and each time you move, you gain a little bit of an understanding of what's happening, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
But also, one of the things I felt that really helped what you were talking about is the environments, how your character, and I wish I knew its name, but how that character moved in the sand.
Oh,
and
yes.
then against the wind and against the ice, and I told you it was like the most amazing sand and ice, snow particle effects. It's just so most effective use of that too. I had a buddy ask me about it today, because he asked what are we doing for the cast. I told him Journey. He's like, what's it about? I'm like,
good.
I don't know how to explain it. You just need to.
Yeah, you have to play it. And yeah, it's only an hour and a half, but it's so worth it. It's so, and then when you play along, you get an anonymous second character that comes into your sort of world, and then you get to travel the world with that person, or you can leave them behind, and then that just adds a whole new dynamic to the whole game.
Which is a very unique multiplayer type of concept. When the game ended, I didn't realize that I had encountered 7 different individuals.
I encountered 3.
In the game. You encountered 3?
Yeah. And then one of them, I actually tried to stay with one of them, but then I got too sleepy, so I was like, I'm just gonna finish this game. But he still wanted to play around, or she still wanted to play around, so I left that person. But yeah, it was very. It was very powerful. And okay, I want to bring up another point where the scarf. So
okay, yes,
the scarf is a mechanic that I think we can explain. You can float, or you can like sort of jump in the air or wherever you want, as long as you have energy in your scarf. And your scarf gets longer as you eat more of those sort of orbs thing. And it gets shorter when you're attacked.
You see, I did not understand that end of it, because the last person I hooked up with this afternoon when I beat the game, he had this long scarf. And I went, why is this scarf so long? So I never really understood that concept of the game, I guess. That was kind of lost on me.
I actually... okay, so the point I was trying to bring up was that it's such a... The game is about empowering the player, right, to do anything. So Pac-Man, you get empowered to eat orbs or whatever. But this game you're empowered to sort of fly and float and do all these things that just feels like a lot of freedom. But then the scarf also, it restricts the player in that you're only allowed to do as much as the scarf allows you to do. So it's this amazing balance of empowering and also restriction, and you start to care about how much scarf you have, because when you run out, you're basically just running around, and you just feel bad. But it's great. It's fantastic. And and one of my encounter with another person, there was I don't know if it's a spoiler. There was this you encounter enemy singular, right? And then my partner was getting his ass kicked or her ass kicked, and then I actually went back to her or him to try to save him, and then by doing that I actually lost pretty much all of my scarf, but then we both made it out okay. So like, it's this sort of altruistic, yeah, we did it together type of feeling. It's fantastic.
You had a much different experience than I did, because I pretty much played just straight through the game. I mean, there was no moments of pause or oh crap, or even when I was with my partner, either I was leading or he was leading, and we were just following each other. There was none of the that dramatic pause. But I thought that without that, it was a completely successful game. And, this is 2-player review, and we try and do this in 10 minutes. I want to bring up a criticism of the game. Right. An hour and a half, it's $9.99, and I don't, as good as the game is, I don't see the replayability on it.
Okay, I agree. It's not something that you replay, because well, unless you really want to relive that, because it is a very beautiful game. It's like a painting where you can look at it several times. But it's not something that encourages replayability. And at $9.99 or $14.99, the price is very steep. I agree, but it's worth it. The journey is worth the price.
So,
pun.
Would you say that that's a buy for you, Rob?
I would definitely say that you should buy this game. This game is phenomenal. What do you think, Brian?
I am going to agree with Rob in the fact that the game is phenomenal, but for $9.99, I can't say buy.
Oh, man.
I can't say buy. I say must play. Go to your friend's house who bought it and play it there. It's only an hour and a half. But I can't say buy at that price point. For $3.99, great. Let's do it. No big deal. Journey, play it. That's my recommendation, and I wish you well, and we will be back next week with another game and another review.
Yeah, finally a good game that we can.
Finally a good game.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Bye.
Have a good night.
PlayStation